All right, we're back to the 1970 C10 pickup that we did 4.8 into a 5.3. I spent most of my time this week working on a Ford EcoBoost, so I don't have it in me to do any more wiring or any kind of mechanical work right now. So Emily's nice enough that she's going to take over, and she is going to make the speedometer work in this truck. Ever since we did the LS swap, it's never had a speedometer. So she is going to take over wiring it. She's not a wiring expert, but she's listened to me blab on and on and on for years and years. So we'll see what she can do. I think she'll do fine, but most likely the people that send in comments will be the judges. So
yes.
We'll see what happens. But
lots of opinions.
If you need a timing belt, put in a Honda car. She is your girl.
You bet.
She could do a timing belt and a water pump and a 3.5 Honda with her eyes closed. But wiring, something kind of new to her. So, but there we go. She'll do a great job. I know it.
Okay, so like Jerry said, we have driven this truck for a couple years now with no speedometer in it, and that's kind of a dangerous game because I like to keep my foot as close to the floor as possible. So we've got a decoded digital, basically an adapter that goes between the electronic signal from the transmission to the cable drive on the original speedometer for the 70 pickup. As much as we love LS swaps, we do like to keep as much original to the vehicle as we can, and the dash on these 67, 72 pickups is super cool. So this is a great way to keep it original, but also not get speeding tickets. So
we'll still get speeding tickets, I'm sure.
You think so?
Yes.
Okay.
Who are we joking?
Yeah, that's true.
Now
you can't hide.
Now you can just argue better.
Yeah, you can't hide in a yellow 1970 pickup. So
No.
I can't deny it. It was somebody else.
Right.
So we're gonna mount this part up under the dash, kind of between the radio and the glove box. And in order to do that, we're gonna have to add a little bit of length to this wire. So that'll be our starting point. So this thing does have the option for a diagnostic port hookup, but we're not a huge fan of that. Like I said, I kind of want to keep it looking original, and I don't like the idea of something being plugged into that all the time.
Plus you have to have a diagnostic link. We don't even have one on this truck.
Nobody needs to know that.
Okay. I just plug one into it every time I need to see it. So
sometimes you're better off not knowing.
Yeah.
So we are not going to use the little connector here. We'll just tape that back out of the way. These three right here, the black, red, and brown are the ones that I need to add, probably about 3 feet too. And then the orange wire goes to this little switch, and after reading the installation instructions, that's how you program it and calibrate it and all that fun stuff. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Since this isn't like a live or die situation, having a speedometer, I'm just gonna use some nice heat shrink butt connectors.
Butt. Ripley, she said butt.
I said butt. She doesn't care. I'm gonna do the brown one first.
Brown? You're actually working with the right wire colors?
Yeah.
I always have to modify mine. If you didn't have the right wire colors, what could you do? Maybe mark them?
Yeah, that's how I've done every time I've changed spark plug wires. I do them one at a time, or I mark all of them, so
Right.
I can't screw it up. But I've never screwed it up, so.
Say that now.
Yeah, I know. Maybe not a good time to brag about that.
Right. How many corns are you tightening that down?
Well, you don't want to go too far because these are insulated connectors. So
8 to 10 corns.
8 to 10 corns.
Huh. What's the red wire go to?
Something hot.
Does it seem to be pinching pretty good?
Mm-hmm. There we go, good. Red's done, brown's done, and my ground, I need to tie in another ground for the little switch over here.
Yep.
So, it's my favorite part, when you do the little twist. Okay, so got my length added to those and another ground for the switch. And I'm also gonna add a little bit of length to the orange wire. We're gonna put the button in the glove box, and I just wanna make sure I got plenty of length to get there. So, let's do that now.
That's a green wire.
I know. We didn't have the orange one.
We did, but I'm too lazy to go find one.
That's all right. Okay, so just to make it a little easier to work with and one less step under the dash, I'm gonna go ahead and put my switch on here. So my orange wire turns into a green wire, and then here's my ground. So
What's that?
it's a zip tie. You go around it, and you go through it, and then you go zip. So which one goes to the black wire? What? So on these, this little switch, the little button, it's just a source to ground. So it doesn't matter which lead goes to which one.
What does that button do?
It is how you calibrate it, like how you set it up. Okay, so that portion is done. So at this point, we are ready to jump in the truck and...
Take it for a drive?
Not yet.
Oh.
Patient. Be patient.
All right,
Okay.
sorry.
Okay.
Let me hold it.
Sure. Have to be stronger than the tape. Alright, so these three, my red, brown, and black wires are going to come out through where the old speedometer cable here came through. So, we've already got that unhooked, so, doink. So,
Cool.
there's that. So, inside?
Yep.
Alright. Okay, so the box here, we're gonna mount it in this space here. It's probably about our best spot. So I'm just gonna set it in there for now. Feed my cable over to the speedometer. Now I see why you wanted me to do this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want Ripley to come up?
No, I think I'm good, thanks.
Ripley, you better help.
Didn't know today was abs day. Okay. So, there's the cable. Now, untangle my mess. Alright. So, if I can do this and not make a giant knot.
You want to stick your hands up there, I'll pass it through.
I got it.
You'll want to pull this all the way through until your switch is left at the glove box, basically.
Okay.
It's a pretty sweet stereo.
Thank you. Some nice boy got it for me for Christmas one time.
Ooh.
Okay, so there's for me.
Okay, that much stuff. Yep.
Okay.
Now what are you doing in there?
Feeding the wires through the hole. Okay. That's probably about as far as I want to go.
Got it?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so got my wires run from here over and out the firewall, got my cable hooked up to the speedometer. We're gonna have to make a bracket to hold this little guy. So for right now, that's a good spot. The little button, we're gonna drill a hole right here and pop it through. So for now, we are ready to move this party outside. Let's go. Okay, so everything under the dash is done except for the little bracket that's gonna hold that box in place. But for now, I'm ready to move on to the outside. And basically, that was the easy part. And this is the part where my brain says, no, thank you. For whatever reason, wiring is just not my thing. Anything mechanical, I'm good to go, makes perfect sense, and this is some sort of wizardry, I'm pretty sure. So when it comes to tying into this fuse box or anything electrical, honestly, I am the queen of dumb questions. And I am fortunate enough to have a husband who will answer all of them and will explain it over and over and over until it sinks in. And it is so frustrating, but that's exactly what makes me want to figure it out and to learn as much as I can about it. So I'm going to keep after it and I'm going to keep asking questions. And if you guys have questions, let us know in the comments. We love hearing from you guys and we really appreciate everyone who's taken the time to leave us a comment. I love hearing about your projects, so keep it coming. But anyway, I'm only 3 wires away from having a speedometer here, so let's get back on track. All right, so I'm gonna start with the brown wire, which is the wire that will go to our VSS signal, the vehicle speed sensor. So basically the important one.
This is where we're getting to where you might have to ask me a couple questions. And
Yeah.
I'll lead you in the right direction if it helps.
Yeah.
Or I'll lead you in the wrong direction just for fun.
Don't do that.
I'm starving. I want to take this thing for lunch, so
Okay.
I'll try and give you good advice.
Okay. It's a good idea. Okay. So looking at the wiring diagram, this truck has 2 wires, 2 separate VSS out signals. One of them goes to the ABS, one of them goes to the instrument panel. So we were lucky enough that we had an extra harness sitting here. So we were able to look on the wiring diagram for the pin at the PCM, and we were able to trace it back and figure out where they end up at these plugs out here. So one of them, the ABS, is the black or the yellow and black wire go into this plug, but we're going to use the one that originally went to the instrument panel on the Suburban, because that seems right. That is what would have went to the speedometer to begin with.
Yep.
So, and it is the dark green and white in this plug. And if you watched our cruise control video, you're real familiar with this plug.
And in order to find that, pin 50 on the wiring diagram and the ohm meter, just to show them that. Okay.
There it goes.
All right.
So that's the one we want, dark green, white stripe. Having a harness that you can work with like that makes it a lot easier than digging through this mess and trying to find that.
What would you do if you didn't have that?
Take the plug off the PCM there and start
Do that here.
looking for wires, yeah. So again, if you watched our cruise control video, you know that we recycled a connector off of another harness so that we're able to disconnect this whenever we need to. And then also, did you say this is where the OBD port, the diagnostic port wires are?
Yeah, we'll use it's this dark green one. That's the data connector.
Yeah, so
we use that whole plug eventually.
Yeah, someday. Well, this isn't permanent. We were in a hurry when we swapped it, so we did the easy route. So this is going to go here. So this is going to go to our brown wire. Here we go. Ripley, what are you doing?
She was chewing on the leaf.
Is she chewing on the leaf or is she chewing on the wire lines?
Oh! I don't know.
Both, okay.
Oh, now you're in big trouble.
Uh-oh.
It's under the cart. Okay. We got 10 more minutes of work and then we'll go play frisbee.
Yeah.
Okay?
Alright, here we go. No going back now. Okay.
Does it help you think if I put the camera close to your face?
No.
Oh.
That's the opposite, actually.
Huh.
Huh.
Don't chew on that wiring harness.
Ripley?
Tastes like plastic. Hey, don't chew on that. No, no, no. No. Find something else to chew on.
Go find your ball.
You're riled up today.
There we go. VSF wire is done.
Yeah.
The red wire goes to 12 volts with the key on, engine running. Obviously, because that's when you want a speedometer. So what we did was we went through the wiring diagram and we looked for things that we're no longer using. That would be key on, engine running. So for this truck, rear O2 sensors fit the bill. So, and it is E7 in C2. I like this wire because it matches the truck.
It is pretty.
I wanted to use that one, but Jerry said no.
Right.
There it goes. Alright. So E7.
Look at my board. See, my writing's a lot better, I think.
Yeah. On the back of this plug, there are numbers and letters. They are written for ants. But, so this is 7, and this is E. So come down here. Yep, we got 2 pink wires. So that is what would go to 2 oxygen sensors. A little blue thing out.
There we go.
Alright. Just gotta do it better.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so she pulled the original wires out. We're gonna heat shrink it just to cover up that terminal, but I wouldn't want to cut the wire off, because if we're wrong, then I got to do a bunch of work to correct that. So I'd rather have that plug still there, but we'll cover it up so it's not touching anything. So now we need a wire to replace that.
Yes.
Where are we going to get that?
From that harness that we have.
Yep. So just pick your longest pink wire.
Can I use the pink one with a white stripe?
Whatever you like.
I like that one. Okay. Alright, so red wire.
I like to grunt when I'm doing that. Yeah. I think it helps.
Yeah. Show the wire who's boss.
That's right.
Hi. Like, what are you trying to get a shot of? Okay, so. Hot. Okay.
See? They're hot.
So back into E7.
Did you get it? Yes.
Ooh, yay. Finally. Doink. I got it.
Good job.
Thanks. Alright, so, and for the ground, even I can figure that one out. There's a ground right here on the back of the radiator support. So I'm just gonna leave excess on here and put an eyelet on the end and put it right there. And then we're done.
Yep.
Thank you. What about these wires?
Those I would bundle together and put some heat shrink around them, except for the green one that we need.
Okay.
Okay. And then you also take each one of those and you snip them to where one's a little longer than the other.
Yeah, all different lengths so they can't touch.
Yep. Right.
Cool.
If you just snip that brown and the orange one there, it looks like it'll probably do it.
Right there?
Yeah. And take a little off that orange one. Okay. So none of those are gonna be able to touch each other. 2 inches of heat shrink on the end of it, and it's good. You here for the animal? Yeah. I bet you think you're done, don't you?
We gotta program it.
Huh?
We gotta program it.
No, but yeah, you only have to do one more thing is add a fuse to that.
Oh,
because
good.
when I put this in, I got rid of all the fuses that didn't run anything, but that one there runs
The O2.
the back O2 sensors. So now it's going to run the speedometer. So put a 15 amp fuse back in there.
Here we go. Yeah, that would have really thrown me for a loop.
Yeah.
I would have been so disgusted.
Right.
Get it all done after all that, and forget the fuse.
A person could wire it inside the truck using the 70 fuse box, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I just like putting 2022 technology with at least 2005. I don't like to add to 1970 technology.
There's more room in this box for sure than that little one inside. So.
Yeah.
Okay. So. High five.
High five.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Thanks.
All right. If you're gonna do one of these, we bought this one from a where was it? Oh, Speedway Motors. Okay. They have a few different cables for whatever your application is and different length ones. So if you buy one, before you click on the button, make sure you're getting the right cable for what you're doing. Okay. Emily did this whole thing by herself. She asked me a few questions, which is perfectly okay. It'd be no different than having like a detailed instruction sheet to do it, just to have some moron like me walking around to ask a question to. I didn't do anything at all. I didn't touch a tool. My arm hurts just a little bit from holding the camera, but I'll work it out. So we're gonna take this thing for a drive in a few minutes, and she'll see the speedometer pop up a little bit. We'll calibrate it, and she'll have a huge smile on her face knowing that she accomplished something like that. And that's why both of us love to do this stuff. So. See if that speedometer moves.
Here we go.
It's a my customer stand on the hood if you let her. All done?
Thank you guys for hanging out while I figured out this speedometer. I definitely learned a lot from this process. I hope you guys did too. And if you've got a project like this at home and you don't know where to start and you feel like you don't know what you're doing, do it anyway, because that's the best way to learn. So get out there and go fix it.